Good morning, everyone. Spiritual Living. My name is Daniel. I'll be doing the meditation today. Do something a little different. We're going to do a guided meditation. So, we'd like to hear feedback and what you think of that, how it worked for you. Also, if you have a particular topic you would like us to explore, let us know that. You may want to get something to jot down. If something comes up, jot down a few notes. Up to you. So, invite you to get comfy. Close your eyes, take several deep breaths, relax, keep the breathing going until you feel settled, and then follow this inner journey with us. Imagine yourself standing at the entrance to a cave. This is not a threatening place, it is simply the threshold of your own inner depth. You are safe. You are accompanied by the presence that has always been with you. Slowly you enter. As your eyes adjust, you become aware that something is here with you. Not a monster, but a belief. A story you have been carrying. It may appear a feeling, a word, simply a sense of weight. Without judgment, allow it to become visible to you. Ask it, been protecting me from? What would I have to face if I let you go? Sit with whatever arises. Then, when you are ready, take a slow breath. I release what is no longer mine to carry. I open to the gift that is waiting beneath it. Breathe into the openness. Notice what feels different, even slightly, in the space where that old belief held. When you're ready, slowly return your awareness to the room. Before you open your eyes, place a hand on your heart and ask one final question. What is trying to emerge in me? Slowly, gently come back into the room. I invite you to stay with us. In about 15 minutes, Reverend Jill and her inspiring messages will be presented along with the heartfelt voice of Jennifer Peets. Thank you for Namaste.
Happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I know the light of love is shining in my eyes. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Yes, I am. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I know the light of love is shining in my eyes. I am happy, healthy, wealthy and wise. A little birdie told me life is so sweet. As I listen to her song, I know I am complete. I have all the keys to love, joy, and peace. The power is infinite. Love will increase. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. I'm happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I know the light of love is shining in my eyes. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. A little birdie told me life is so sweet. As I listen to her song, I know I am complete. I have all the keys to love, joy, and peace. The power is infinite. Love will increase. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. I am happy, so healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I know the light of love is shining in my eyes. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Every day I'm happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Can't you see I'm happy now? So healthy, wealthy, and wise. I'm happy and healthy, wealthy. I am happy, I'm healthy, and wealthy, I'm wise. I am happy and healthy and wealthy.
Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place where God. You are the place. Moves and breathes place where God shows up.
Oh, sweet Spirit, oh, sweet Spirit, help me know, light my way, I can hear it. Oh, sweet Spirit, make me see, this I pray. Light within me, heaven around me, soothe my soul, comfort me. I surrender, oh sweet Spirit, I let go, I believe. Oh sweet Spirit, oh sweet Spirit, help me know, light my way, I can hear it. Oh sweet Spirit, make me see, this I pray. Light within me, heaven around me, soothe my soul, comfort me. I surrender, oh sweet Spirit, I let go, I believe. Light within me, heaven around me, soothe my soul, comfort me. I surrender, oh sweet Spirit, I let go, I believe. I let go, I believe. We have come together as a family. We have come here as we are. We have come with arms wide open. We have gathered here in love. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Praise the ruler sing with words of prayer. We sing with words of prayer. We affirm our life as sacred. We declare that peace is here. Yeah, Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit in this place. Yeah, 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 yeah. Spirit is in this place. Oh, Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Ooh, Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this.
Good morning, friends. It's time to get going here. I invite you to rise and join us for our opening song.
Come together, heart and soul, as we love together. Young and old, we will sing together, together in one song. Come together, from different worlds we are drawn together. In our own way we can pray together. Together we are strong. I see God in you. You see God in me. One path, one vision, one family. Come together, dreams and hands we will join together to build a place we can grow together. Together we are whole.
Well, good morning. My name is Jim Soulflow, and it's my honor to welcome you to the Scottsdale Center for Spiritual Living, where we teach successful living from the inside out. I'm glad each and every one of you are here this morning, and we welcome our guests who are joining us in virtual community online. If you're visiting with us for the first time here in person, we're especially glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to stay in touch, be sure to sign up for our email list. You'll receive our Saturday newsletter featuring upcoming services, events, classes, and more, as well as our Mindful Monday newsletter, which is sent out early on Monday mornings. That's a recap of the message. If you're joining us on our live stream today, say hello in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. After the talk, I'll share here who's checked in. Of course, you can always find us on our Facebook and YouTube channels, watch our live streaming messages each Sunday, and see recordings later on our website at scottsdalecsl.org. We encourage our social media users to follow us on Facebook and Instagram and to check in when you're here with us at the center. We are a growing and vibrant spiritual community and happy to meet new friends each week. We have a mission, vision, and purpose statement, and I invite you to join as we read that into our service together. Our mission is to provide spiritual tools for personal and community transformation. Our vision is a world that works for everyone. Our purpose is to awaken to our spiritual magnificence, and so it is. One of the ways that we teach successful living is through the practice of gratitude. Now, the secret of change is to focus all of our energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Who said that? Could it be Socrates? Would anyone like to share their gratitude this morning? Something great that's happened to you this week, or perhaps how grace has showed up in your life?
So we rescued 2 cats. One of them is like a gift from God, an angel, angelic kitty. The other one is from the other place. Now she's eventually, I don't know if we wore her down or she's dealt with her inner demons, but she's now becoming a more loving presence, and we're starting to introduce the 2 of them together. So hopefully we'll have a good family there event. She still has some issues she's dealing with, but thanks.
That's awesome. Anyone else? Jen?
I'm just really grateful for my mom. She's at a place in her life where she is snowbirding now. She's retired. She spends her summers up in the Pacific Northwest and her winters down here. And I've been going through some things, like we all do. And I'm just really grateful that she has been here to just sort of help me through all of it. And even at almost 50, I still need my mommy. And I'm so glad she's here.
That's awesome. Anyone else? I don't know. I'm feeling particularly giddy this morning, and I'm so happy and grateful to see our friend Diane, who's back with us. It's been a while since we've seen you here. All right. And now for our invocation, I'd like to welcome our practitioner, Daniel Laraway.
You're gonna have to wait until I get this fire lit. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, by the way. All right, I appreciate that. So I'll be a practitioner at service today, doing a variety of different things. I will be available for an affirmative prayer afterwards by the prayer room. Get yourself tuned up a little bit and come in and have a prayer with me. I'd love to do that. Also, you can leave prayer requests in the box in the front of the room, and also online, phone calls, a lot of different places to get spiritual support here. So, a quote I have before we start the invocation is from Joseph Campbell, and it's, "Your sacred space is where you can find yourself over and over again." I like that. So get comfy, close your eyes if you're okay with doing that. We're going to take a little journey within. So you don't need to do anything but sit back and relax and know that we are surrounded by a spiritual presence. The spiritual presence, known by different names, whatever name works for you, is the name that works for you. And so think about that. I know it as spirit, God, Buddha, a variety of different things. Whatever works for me is what needs to work for me. So this spiritual presence, we know, is filled with so many different life-giving, life-changing qualities. Things like divine guidance, divine love, knowledge, healing, calmness, peace, all those things and so much more is available all the time, never off. So as we take that into consciousness, we can feel our heart being filled up with the love that is surrounding us right now from that spiritual presence, and for each and every person within the sound of my voice. And I'm so grateful to be able to speak that on behalf of myself and each and every one here. I'm grateful to have Reverend Jill, our founding minister, and her message of inspiration today. That wonderful music of Jennifer Sheets. Each and every volunteer that comes together to ensure that our practice here, our spiritual practice, is fulfilled in every way. For the board of directors that hold the consciousness of the center. For every member that supports us with love and financial resources. For each and every person that is walking on this path, this path that goes to the one. As we acknowledge that there are many paths, and we welcome each and every person, every walk of life, every belief system, knowing that we are all wrapped up in this love of God and each other. So I bless humanity as we send out love and healing to every spot in the world that needs it. And as we do that, it comes back and recirculates. And there is no end to that chain of love that we send out and we receive. I'm so grateful to know that that is the truth. That is the truth of how this works. Now, all that needs to be done at this moment is to let this go, knowing that everything in this service is complete in the mind of God. Nothing more needs to be said or done. Simply release this into that presence, into what we know as the law that says yes to everything. It is spoken, it is made manifest. And I affirm it together with everyone else by saying, and so it is.
Good morning. So I love this song that Jill requested I sing this morning. It's by Leanne Womack, and it's called I Hope You Dance. And I always kind of felt like it was God's prayer for us in some way. I hope you never lose your sense of wonder. You get your fill to eat, but always keep that hunger. And may you never take one single breath for granted. And God forbid love ever leave you empty-handed. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. And promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you never fear those mountains in the distance. You never settle for the path of least resistance. Living might mean taking chances, but they're worth taking. Loving might be a mistake, but it's worth making. Don't let some hell-bent heart leave you bitter. If you come close to selling out, reconsider. And give the heavens above more than just a passing glance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. dance. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. And promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. Dance. Please dance. Thank you. It's not working. Okay. It was suggested that we open up our. Is it on? No, it's not on. Let me do that. It was suggested we open the blinds to open things up a little bit, and we're getting a little reflection off the cars, so we'll make it a little more palatable on your eyes this morning. So thank you, Jennifer. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Love that song. Good morning. Do you ever feel guilty? What a way to start, right? Do you ever feel guilty? Do you wonder why you feel guilty? Usually it's because of something we've done or said or not said. Yes? Usually because of that. It's usually a choice that we've made that maybe we later regret. We have regrets about it in some reason. Sometimes it's purely conjecture in our own minds about what somebody else thinks about what we did or said or how we showed up. We're making it all up in our head. We're thinking that they may be disappointed or maybe they're judging us as horrible people, because we sometimes judge ourselves that way, don't we? We sometimes make all that stuff up about ourselves. It's unfortunate that many religions teach us that we are guilty simply because we exist. But I assure you, we do not teach that here. We teach you how to heal those things and to find peace and understanding in your life. My message today is changing guilt to self-compassion. If you remember in January, if you were with us, we talked about the 4 realms or the 4 kingdoms of consciousness. Guilt lives in kingdom 1, which is the victim consciousness. This is where we think life happens to us, that we are a victim of fate or whatever. We've got no choice. There's a lot of them conversations, a lot of blame for everything that happens. They did it. It's their fault that this happened. Guilt can be an emotion that keeps us living in the past because we're focused on the stuff that happened before and we're missing out on the present and the place where possibilities lives because we're focused on that past. When we're operating in realm 1, in that kingdom 1 consciousness, and we all go there from time to time, right? Sometimes multiple times in the day, and we're up and down and all around in all those different kingdoms. But we might be projecting our feelings of guilt onto others when we're there. We might try to manipulate them or control them or gain their sympathy. You might know people who talk about their life and how hard it was in the past. And that's why I'm the way I am today. Do you know anybody like that? Yeah, they make it as an excuse. But what we hear is they haven't done their
They haven't done their healing work yet. Ernest Holmes is the author of The Science of Mind, the philosophy that we teach here, and he says we can have no understanding of divine compassion unless we ourselves first exercise compassion. The very judgment by which we judge others becomes self-judgment. It is as if the law of life were giving back to each one of us exactly what we have projected into it, as though everything that goes out from us must again return by a law of action and reaction. Now, you may know this as the law of attraction. It's also the law of cause and effect. It's the law of circulation. Ernest tells us that life is a mirror and reflects back to us that which we think into it. Another sign of the victim realm of consciousness is blaming others and avoiding personal responsibility and accountability for our actions. Finding our way out of feeling guilty and like a victim might mean we need to take personal responsibility about our actions and learn from them. As long as we're pushing that blame off on somebody else, we never learn how to correct or heal the mistakes that we've made, because we're saying we never made a mistake. The other person is doing that. Our growth happens when we're willing to open our hearts and explore any feelings of unworthiness or fear or self-doubt, so that we can bring those into the light and we can begin the healing process. When I was in ministerial school, we did periodic retreats as a class, and we went to Joshua Tree National Park one year, and the purpose of this retreat was to reveal the hidden beliefs and limitations that we might be unaware of. Sound interesting? Oh yeah, always is, right? What? So one of the meditations that we used was very much like the one that Daniel guided us in this morning in our pre-service meditation. And as I began to meditate, my inner critic popped up. That ever happened to anybody? Yeah, the inner critic popped up and said, "This is silly. We aren't blocking God's love. We're perfectly fine. Blah, blah, blah." Well, I finally got it to hush, and I was focusing on the slow breathing and imagining, as the guide was instructing us, that I was looking through my heart from the inside out and just breathing into that, focusing on joy and love and freedom. And suddenly, I got a very vivid picture of a little girl wearing bandoleros and holding two giant swords crossed with her legs spread, in a protective position right in front of my heart. I was surprised, to say the least. She looked a little bit like these. Yet she was very familiar to me. So I sat with her for a while and I asked her some questions about why she felt armed protection was necessary. And eventually I convinced her to stand down, that I got us. I got you. I told her that she's safe, I'm safe, and I will protect you from now on. And I found a lot of compassion for that child in that moment. It's still a very vivid memory for me today. I can still clearly see her in her little white shirt and her little red skirt, those little crossed bandoleros of big giant swords bigger than she was. She had big eyes. But she was protecting me. She was protecting me. And that's what our subconscious does. And a lot of times we're not aware of it. We're not aware of those unconscious, subconscious protection mechanisms that we developed perhaps as young children, for things we didn't understand, but we found a way to feel safe and comfortable with it. Now, I've checked in with her over the years, particularly if I'm feeling attacked or vulnerable, to make sure she's okay. To make sure she's okay. She's not reaching for those swords anymore, and that we're at peace and we're okay. And this is the type of deeper inner work that we do to transform our past for that better future that we're designing and talking about this year. Sometimes we have to go back to that child protector within us and soothe it and allow it to heal, to make it feel safe and comfortable, so that our hearts can open and reveal and heal any of those past traumas or dramas that we've experienced, so that they no longer continue to rule or run our lives. And just like change, taking responsibility for our lives is part of this new design for living that we're creating for ourselves. It's also why many people shy away from doing the inner work. I don't want to do that. It's much easier to be told what to do, what to think, how to act. That's easier. I want to keep doing the same old patterns that are ingrained, that are easy, that I can put on autopilot, the same habits and so forth. Breaking out of that requires courage. It requires courage to say, yes, I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to go within and make these discoveries. What would you do if you were brave? What would you do if you were brave? Do you have the courage to break out of any old victim patterns and create a new design for your life moving forward, where you're free and living more in those higher realms of kingdoms 2 and 3 and even 4? Now, I want to say that feeling guilty, having guilty feelings after a trauma in our lives is normal. I'm not discounting that in any way. That's normal. But where we get into trouble is when we tie that guilt to being permanently wrong or wronged, and then using that to manipulate others, ourselves, our lives, and avoid being responsible. When we recognize these patterns of thinking, we can get out of this trap by telling ourselves a better story. Because guilt can be about the story we tell about what happened, right? And so if we begin to tell a better story about that, then we can begin to heal that guilt. We can begin to take responsibility for our part in it and for our actions, and then turn that into self-compassion and self-love towards ourselves. You may have heard many therapists say that self-compassion is treating ourselves as we would a good friend, being kind and being loving towards ourselves. And that doesn't always happen, does it? That little critic can get up there and just, start in. Becoming willing to take personal responsibility for our choices, emotions, and behaviors helps us to remember the power that we have to influence our lives, our environment, our conditions. We have that power. Even when the world suggests that our circumstances create our lives, our limitations. When we choose responsibility, we give up the blame game. I don't know about you, but I do have an individual in my life who just plays that all the time. And, at first you're taken aback by it. I was taken aback by it. But then as I have continued to be around this person and listen, it's incredible to hear it in everything. I mean, everything. Simple things like from making coffee and having spilt a couple of coffee grounds that, I didn't do that. The filter was wrong. That kind of stuff is just like, wow, that's amazing. So hearing that in others allows us to hear that in ourselves and allows us to begin to heal that. We can gain control over our own lives because we begin to recognize where we do slip up, make a mistake, stumble, and we can learn from that. We can grow from that. We can expand from that. So is it time that we drop the guilt? We let go of the blame. We heal the shame. And we put on our big girl or big boy britches. And we start accepting responsibility for what we think, our actions, and the circumstances that we find ourselves in. This is the path of healing, change, and transformation. Our theme of change this month, we've been talking about it all month, means that things have to be different. That's kind of the definition of change, isn't it? Things have to be different if it's going to change. And we find ourselves living, when we find ourselves that, if life's not working, at least in one area of it, that's not working the way we want it to, something's got to shift. Something's got to be different. If we want to transform it, it's up to us. It's up to us. Feeling guilty is a negative vibration that attracts more things to feel guilty about. I know our parents probably all said, stop crying, I'll give you something to cry about. It's kind of like a universal law. You keep thinking those guilty thoughts, I'm going to give you more to feel guilty about. I guess our parents were right. Oh, man. We need to raise our vibration so that we can begin to live our greater yet to be. And that's what we're striving for. Still talking about that upward spiral of life that we're all in and moving through. Taking responsibility and finding compassion for ourselves is the healing path to overcoming any guilt complex that we may have. And there's a paradox in taking responsibility, because spiritual law is full of paradoxes, right? We know that. And there's one here too, because taking responsibility can make us feel guilty, can it not? Well, particularly when we say the F word. It's my fault. That's one of the F words we don't say. Another one is failure. We don't say failure. There's power in taking responsibility without shame. And that, I think, is the difference in saying it's my fault or taking responsibility for whatever happened. According to an article in Psychology Today, shame is when you believe you are fundamentally flawed, broken, but responsibility is about recognizing your power to choose how you act going forward. So that feels more like not getting stuck in guilt and the past, but how to move forward. How to move forward. Anybody ever done anything that you wish you hadn't done? Once? Maybe? It happens all the time. It's part of the human experience, isn't it? Because that's how we learn. That's how we move through life. The key is to notice when it happens and to fix it. Because a lot of times we want to kind of sweep it under the rug rather than bring it up, talk about it, clear it. We change our thinking. We speak our apologies. We learn from those mistakes, and we take actions to repair any damage that may have occurred because of the decision that we made. There's a famous quote that says, between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space is our power to choose our response. And in our response lies our growth and freedom. In other words, the moment between when we experience an event and how we react to it. It's a nanosecond. It's so brief we hardly notice it most times because our reactions are instantaneous. But if we can get there, that's where we have a conscious choice of choosing something new. That's where our power to change is in that moment. From doing what we've always done making the same decision, having the same reaction, coming with the same anger or response that we've always done, reaching for the same thing that gives us comfort when we're upset, when we take that nanosecond and go, no, I'm going to act different. I'm going to react different. I'm going to respond this time instead. It's that nanosecond in there when we can choose. And that's how we begin to change. That's how we support the change we wish to see. Making new changes requires spiritual discipline and mental evolution. We talked about that a little bit last week. We can't solve a problem from the same consciousness that created it. You've heard that, yes? We also can't design a new life from the same consciousness that got us to where we are right now. We have to keep going in that upward spiral and expanding so that we can keep creating new. Keep creating. That's what we're here to do, is create new and evolve. Developing self-compassion is not letting ourselves off the hook. It's about honesty. It's about honesty without condemnation. Think about that in today's world. It's about responsibility without shame. And it's about kindness towards ourselves as we grow and we make mistakes. And it's the pat on the back we give ourselves when we do it right. It's not weakness, it's spiritual courage to keep rising. Because every time we fall and choose kindness instead of condemnation of ourselves, we open a space for God. We open a space for grace. And we open a space for transformation and change in our lives so that God can continue to lift us up and support us in that upward spiral. Ernest Holmes reminds us that compassion and caring are the ties that bind us together in mutual understanding and in the unified attempt to uncover the divinity in each other. So the question is, are you brave enough to rise in love and kindness, to see the divinity in yourself and in each other, and to experience God as compassion? Let's look at our spiritual practices this week, and I'm borrowing these today from Don Miguel Ruiz, because I think they're powerful guides to successful living. It's from his book, The Four Agreements. The first is, be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity, say only what you mean, and use your words to express truth and love, avoiding gossip and speaking against others. Honor your commitments. In this teaching, we know that our words have power. And so being impeccable with our word is a wonderful value. Don't take anything personally. Recognize that others' actions and words reflect their own reality, not yours. Staying immune to external opinions protects your peace and prevents feelings of guilt. Who do we allow to steal our joy, to steal our peace? Number 3 is, don't make assumptions. Clarify, you know what that means, right? Clarify your understanding by asking questions and communicating clearly to prevent misunderstandings, drama, and sadness. Be willing to ask uncomfortable questions. I think that's one of the things that I have learned over my 10, 12 years of ministry, is to be comfortable in asking the uncomfortable questions and to recognize in that is our oneness. Because when we let things go, we sweep them under the rug, they just get worse, don't they? So it's better to be brave, to have the courage to have those uncomfortable conversations, to clean things up. And the last one is, always do your best. And I'll add that if we can have the perspective that everybody is just trying to do the best they can with what they've got in that moment. And show grace to each other on our planet. Give the best you can in every moment and avoid self-judgment. Be present. Because I don't know about you, but going on autopilot is where I get into trouble. Living by these 4 agreements helps us to develop personal mastery of our thoughts, our actions, and ultimately our lives. And Oprah Winfrey closes us out today with, we can't become what we need to be by remaining what we are. Right? So this week, may you be brave enough to see and claim your divinity. So it is. So would you join me for prayer? Recognizing in this moment that this is the space of the divine. That space between the breaths, between the heartbeats. That peaceful place within us that is quiet and still. It is where the love and the grace of God is. In, through, and as each one of us as expressions of it. For God lives, moves, and has its being through us and our lives. Through the animated presence that we are, that is God, in, through, and as us. Life itself. And I know that each of us is united in this wholeness, this unity, and divinity that we are, that God is. And not only those of us in the room, but each one joining us online, anyone listening later, and all of those around the world, for we are connected. Even though there's an appearance of separation, there is none. There's one consciousness, and we are in it. We are it. And so I speak my word for and about all of us this day, knowing, claiming, and accepting we are brave, we are courageous to step forward boldly on this adventure of life and create a new design for our lives, the life of our dreams, to accept change, to embrace love and kindness and compassion towards ourselves, and to extend that to our fellow human beings and fellow travelers on this journey. We open our hearts in compassion this morning to anyone that needs compassion today, or love, or peace, or wholeness, or joy, or healing. And just know that in this place of the one, that our thoughts, our words have power. And so we allow that to move forward around our planet, circulating into and through all those in need of any sort. I bless all of those who are serving in our armed forces, knowing that they are guided, guarded, and protected. And that peace is on the horizon. As it is with a grateful heart, filled with thanksgiving, that I release this into the action and activity of law, knowing that this is done. And we affirm this truth together by saying, and so it is.
What would I do if I knew that I could not fail? If I believed, would the wind always fill up my sail? How far would I go? What could I achieve? Trusting the hero in me. If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where fools and dreamers dare to tread. I'd never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What if we're all meant to do what we secretly dream? And what would you ask if you knew you could have anything? Like the mighty oak sleeps in the heart of a sea, are there miracles in you and me? If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where fools and dreamers dare to tread. I never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? If I refuse to listen to the voice of fear, would the voice of courage whisper in my ear? I am brave, I'll walk the razor's edge, where fools and dreamers dare to tread. I'll never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step will I take today? I am brave. What will I do 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 today? I am brave. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jen. Absolutely beautiful. And what a wonderful talk, Jill. Thank you. I'm pleased to acknowledge those who have checked in online today. Miss Penny says, aloha from Hawaii. I don't know if she's ever coming back at this point. Kay and June, our number one online super fans, rang in from Payson, where it's only going to be 84 degrees today. Lucky them. Valerie checked in, said, good morning, my friends. Ron checked in from the Pacific Northwest. We to see you too, Ron. Darren says, good morning from Tucson. It's a wonderful chatty crowd this morning, interacting with each other with well wishes and compliments to Jennifer for her gift of song and to Jill for a great talk. If you feel enriched by today's service and would like to support the work we do together, I invite you, everyone in the room and online, to join us in grateful giving. Now, Ernest Holmes, the founder of our teaching, writes, we must be convinced that abundance is the natural state of the universe. To experience and accept abundance in our life, we must be convinced that as we conceive and believe, the universe handles the details. As I've spoken about over the last month, we have been blessed with a matching gift opportunity. A generous member of our community offered to match every dollar given up to $2,500 between now and Easter Sunday, April 5th. And I'm happy to share we've already reached that goal. Yay! Through your generosity, we've brought in $2,539 in just 4 weeks, unlocking the full match. That's what happens when community shows up. Just for a little perspective, that's roughly 20 people giving $15 a week or $120 over the course of the campaign. Small, consistent giving, real impact. And now something beautiful has happened. Another donor has stepped forward to increase the match by an additional $1,000. So we have 3 more weeks to meet this expanded opportunity. which will allow us to upgrade our online ministry with a new video camera. Ours is 11 years old. It's time. And here's the part that makes this feel just as doable. About $30 more from each of us over these next few weeks will get us there. Same spirit, same generosity, just one more step together. So if you feel called, we invite you to give today, and be sure to designate your gift as a matching gift. We have many ways to give in person and online, as shown on the slide here, including the QR code and our Zelle address. However you choose to give and whatever the size of your gift, please know that Scottsdale Center for Spiritual Living is a grateful receiver. I invite you, if you're comfortable, to hold your gift over your heart and join me in our affirmation. I am an open channel through which prosperity flows. I accept the divine flow of goodness, ideas, and substance through me now. I am grateful for my full and prosperous life, and so it is.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful.
We bless these gifts and the generous spirits who offer them. We honor the love and intention behind every act of giving. May these offerings support the good unfolding among us and nurture growth in our community and in the world. And so it is. Thank you for your generosity in supporting our mission to provide spiritual tools for transformation and our vision for a world that works for everyone. And now, here's Bert for our closing announcement.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you. And here we are. If you would like affirmative prayer today, see Daniel after service and leave a written prayer in the box up front or on the website. Remember to sign up and stay in touch and receive the weekly newsletter and Mindful Monday recap. Today is Brunch Bunch at Picasso's Healthy Italian Kitchen after service, and everyone is welcome to join us for food, fellowship, and fun. Monday, March 30th is our next Art of Design Circle meeting here at the center. I have 2 number 4s here, by the way. Please note, Quarter 2 Visioning with Reverend Jill is moving to Thursday, April 2nd. Sign up by 5 o'clock April 1st at Rev Jill at scottsdalecsl.org. Save the date for April 5th, Easter Sunday, and our 11th anniversary celebration and potluck picnic in the courtyard. Next week is Rachel Satori returns as our guest speaker with her message, Freedom from Change. And we'll be right back here next Sunday at 10 a.m. for our message, 9:30 a.m. to meditate and streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. Plus, there is a Wednesday night rebroadcast of today's message at 7 p.m. on both channels for your midweek boost. Please stand for our closing affirmation and song. I live in peace and share my joy. I am empowered by spiritual truth. Today I see divinity in all, and so it is.